here in Nigeria, there's been an increase in attacks on police officers ahead of the presidential election on Saturday. Since the weekend, 7 officers have been reported killed in the southeast, where a separatist movement is seeking autonomy. The violence has stoked fears about the ability of Nigeria's security forces to protect voters at the polls this weekend, as well as increasing insecurity. Saturday's vote comes amid cash and fuel shortages. Well, for more on the elections, we can now speak to Arise's political editor, Sumner Sambo, who joins me live in the studio. Good to see you, Sumner. And what is the security policy and strategy of the police going into this election? Presumably the entire country is being securitized. We know the security services have said they're mobilizing more than 400,000 personnel.
Yes, as the lead security outfit, the police has been meeting with other security agencies. Just earlier today, there was a meeting by the chairman of the Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, and what is called the ISIS, the Inter-Agency Consultative Committee on Election Security. And they've been meeting together with the police, the military, and of course other security services to see what more they could actually do, especially in the southeast of the country, where we've seen these attacks just in Imo not quite long. We've had also another attack, and we've seen the Nigerian Railway Corporation actually saying that they'll suspend services from you know, the time the election is supposed to hold place up until after the elections and all of that. So, I mean, some of these strategies that have been put in place are just to ensure that, you know, we don't have a major security challenge. But the problem that we seem to be having actually is coming from the latest one that we've had in our hands, the issues of cash crunch. A lot of people who are unable to hold cash to move around may actually become problematic on the eve of election or election day, because if they don't have money to be able to go to their polling units where they had registered from, then I'm foreseeing that there will be some major security challenge. But from what we've seen, the security agency saying and the electoral agency, it looks like there seems to be some collaboration. But my major challenge I foresee ahead is that of logistics, actually, because the security situation we've seen now has affected transportation of goods and services too. And so, including with the cash crunch, if nothing is done between now and of course Friday, then there may be a major challenge to the election.
But I mean, assuming things go according to plan, we've essentially got 2 more days before the campaigns end and the riot of sort of noise and color of all the rallies and the campaigning come to an end. I mean, are you looking forward to that? Because I mean, as a political editor, you would have been in the thick of it over the last 6 months or so.
Yes, I mean, the campaigns, the major campaign stopovers across the country, you know, have ended, especially with the major party, the APC actually doing its own today in Lagos. Today was the closing rally. I mean, it's been rancorous, cantankerous in some instances, and I can't just, you know, wait for the election to be over. I mean, because, I mean, what's left now between now and election is actually propaganda. We've seen it since Monday, where lots of disinformation is being spread by different political parties. I got to height that one of the major spokesmen of the governing party, the APC, actually retweeted something that was actually couched to look like it was against the candidate of the Labour Party, without knowing that it was actually against his own candidate.
And so brilliant.
He had already tweeted it before, you know, his party members had to be calling him to order that, look, I mean, this looks like it's against Peter Obi of the Labour Party. But actually, if you go into the content, it's actually against your own principle. So a lot of misinformation, disinformation, and between now and Friday, when they don't have access to campaign rallies again, you see them pushing lots of lies, and of course, you know how propaganda works during this period. So, well, it's been a very good campaign, especially for the Labour Party's candidate. I'm actually, you know, surprised that he was able to go this far, because, I mean, some of us who watch the polity had thought that, you know, he would be circumvented in between the political cycle, and maybe he would support another candidate, or eventually, whittle down his campaign. But we've seen him growing strong, and from the list of poll agents released by INEC, we can see that the Labour Party is doing well in terms of the number of people that are sent out to secure the elections for it. Although it's not up to that of the PDP or the APC, but I mean, 2/3 of the Labour Party's polling agents are in place. So fantastic, but the challenge that we have is from the other party that was supposed to have actually caught up with the Labour Party and others, the NMPP. And Charles, there's a major announcement that will be coming tomorrow. The NMPP has scheduled an announcement. We don't know what that's going to be, but we just hope it's not the candidate stepping down for someone else.
Well, that's very interesting. Sumner, thank you very much indeed. Sumner Sambo, Arise political editor.